Hi class, my passion is cooking. I like to cook. I'm serious about cooking. I also like to eat. I don't know if I like to cook because I like to eat or if I like to eat because I like to cook. It's like which came first, the chicken or the egg? How well do I have to cook to say cooking is passion? I've been cooking since I became an adult and since eating out became expensive. When I started living alone in Las Vegas, I've been thinking about how to cook something delicious with less money and time daily. I grew up in a family where my grandmother, mother, and father were all good cooks, so I naturally developed a huge craving for delicious food. At first, it was just fried rice, but I started to challenge myself with more and more difficult dishes. After moving to Las Vegas and living alone, I started to go to the market every weekend to pick out ingredients and daily spending time in the kitchen. To be a good cook, you basically have to be someone who likes to eat. Eating different authentic foods makes you more experienced in cooking because cooking requires eating experience. You know what the food tastes like, so you can cook it. Whenever I have a free time, I watch cooking programs or flip through cookbooks. At first, I started out with a curiosity about Japanese cuisine, so I studied a lot of things related to Japanese cooking. I wanted to study cooking in college. However, my parents objected, so I only learned it for 6 months at a Japanese cooking school. While living in Las Vegas, I miss Korean food, so I made and ate a lot of Korean food at first. I fell in love with Italian food after having lunch with a friend at Maggiano's Little Italy. I worked at the restaurant for a year to learn Italian food. Now I'm pretty good at Italian cooking. I think I reached the level where I can say that cooking is my passion. Usually, I follow recipes from cookbooks or famous chefs or use ingredients I have at home. If you ask me why I like cooking, of course, it would be because I can eat delicious things. I like the joy of cooking because it is so simple. I'm a person who has lots of thoughts and it is also complicated in my head. So it's good to just focus on the process without thinking. Besides, if you put in your heart and time, the result will be quite satisfactory. There are so many things in the world that don't produce result, even if you put in time and effort. But when you cook, the food is right in front of you. One of the joys of cooking is being able to cook something delicious for the people you love and share it with them. Another thing is that I can see the whole process of the food that goes into my mouth. I will know the ingredients and how it was made. It was because of my health that I became interested in food and cooking while living in Las Vegas. I found out that if I cooked myself, I could eat much healthier with less money than buying food at a restaurant in Las Vegas. Vegetables and fruits imported from South America are cheap, and meat is much cheaper than in Korea. So cooking is less expensive. When I visited Korea in the past, I remember being shocked by the food price in Seoul, Korea. Each ingredient has a very different taste depending on how it is cooked. I like to cook many dishes with root vegetables, but the easiest ones are soups and curries. I really like curry, like Japanese curry, Indian curry, Korean curry, and even Thai curry. I often cook curry Thai style with the coconut milk, green beans, and coriander. I left at my Asian friends who can eat spice curry. They are not true Asians to me. Of course, washing dishes after cooking is not that fun, but I really enjoy cooking. It's a passion that makes me feel happy. Like most people who love to cook, I have always dreamed of having a spacious kitchen with a good tools. I cook this and that in a really tiny kitchen equipped with just a few knives and basic pans and pots. Even though I don't have expensive pans, good knives, or wide tables, I like to take the time to touch, add, and remove something with my hands. I like to cook and I'm serious about cooking. So, cooking is my passion and sharing food with friends. Cooking and eating food together is happiness.